Up next, it is Pettisville versus Ottawa Hills. It is time for a semi-final game. The Greek philosopher Aristotle once believed that thought occurred not in the brain, but in the heart. And while we know that's not true, what we do know is this. In order to make it to the finals, our teams are going to need to use all of their brains, but they're also going to have a lot of heart. Only one team can leave victorious. Who is it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU Brain Game semifinal match starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Pettisville versus Ottawa Hills in a semi-final match. Let's find out who is on our teams. Ottawa Hills, tell us who you are.
I'm Mazen. I'm a senior. This is Meredith. She's a sophomore.
And your coach is?
Our coach is Mr. Torrio.
All right, welcome to you. Pettisville, tell us who you are.
I'm Zach Bausman. I'm a senior. To my left is Levi Myers. To my right is Luke Young. He's a sophomore. He's a junior. And our two coaches are Miss Rebecca DeRose and Andy Kinsweitzer.
All right, welcome to both of our teams. We're going to start things off, as we always do, with a toss-up round. In this round, all questions are worth 10 points. There is no deduction for an incorrect answer, so have some fun in this round. Enjoy it. You've made it this far, so have a lot of fun. Okay, questions are worth 10 points, no deductions. Like I said, you may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question. I repeat, you can steal a question in this round. Ottawa Hills, Pettisville, are you ready? Let's get started. The toss-up round starts right now. When an artist, often seen at fairs and carnivals, produces a sketch in which the subject is, that would be Pettisville. Zach?
Caricature?
Caricature is what we're looking for. You got it. It is the second largest desert in the world. It is almost the size of the entire United States. Name this desert found in northern Africa. Pettisville, Luke.
Sahara.
Sahara, yes. While St. Augustine is the oldest city established by Europeans on the North American continent, which tropical city located on the island of the Dominican Republic is recognized? Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo is correct. Following the Civil War, unscrupulous Northerners called carpetbaggers converged upon the South to take advantage of others' misfortune for their own gain. What derogatory name was given to these greedy? Pettisville, Luke.
Scalawags.
Scalawags, yes. Which biological term refers to a relationship of close association for two Pettisville, Luke.
Symbiosis.
Symbiosis, yes. In the English language, we use the phrases "and so on" or "and so forth" to indicate other terms that follow. What is the Latin translation? Pettisville, Levi.
Etc.
Etc. is correct. Which Scandinavian nation's longest river is the Glomma River? Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Finland.
Incorrect. It is bordered by the North Sea, is home to the city of Lillehammer, and has its capital at Oslo. Pettisville, Luke.
Norway.
Norway is what we were looking for there. Located in Manhattan, this uniquely shaped cylindrical museum was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. Identify the name of this museum that also has locations in Bilbao. That would be Mazen.
Guggenheim.
Guggenheim, yes. This world leader stated, quote, "Never has the world owed so much to so few." Pettisville, Luke.
Churchill.
Churchill, yes. What type of factors, such as factory closings or structural decline in a neighborhood, play a role in motivating? Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Push factors.
Push factors, yes. Identify the leader of the Sioux Indians who was killed on South Dakota's Standing? Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Crazy Horse.
Incorrect. Standing Rock Reservation in 1890 after helping members of the Ghost Dance Uprising. Pettisville, would you like to steal? That would be Levi.
Pontiac.
Incorrect. Sitting Bull is what we needed there. With which European who fought on the side of the colonists in the American Revolution would one associate the 1789 Declaration of the Rights of Pettisville? Luke?
Montesquieu.
Incorrect. Rights of man and of the citizen. Ottawa Hills, would you like to steal? That would be Mazen.
Lafayette.
Lafayette is what we needed there, yes. An electrical engineer is creating a diagram of a system he is building. What noun that begins with the letter S designates this specialized electrical drawing? We were looking for a schematic there. Identify the U.S. state that served as a topic for Henry David Thoreau in a book about the woods. Its name is shared with a ship sunk in Havana Harbor. Pettisville. Levi?
West Virginia.
Incorrect. In Havana, that would be Ottawa Hills. Meredith?
Maine.
Maine, yes. If your birthday is in October, you probably know the precious gemstone that Australia produces more of than any other nation in the world. Name this stone that ranges in color from milky white to black. Ottawa Hills. Mazen?
Opal.
Opal, yes. What type of creature are the following characters from literature? Boxer in Animal Farm. Ottawa Hills. Mazen?
Horse.
Horse, yes. When using the Pythagorean theorem, the formula a squared plus b squared equals Pettisville. Levi?
Length of sides.
Incorrect. Potentially must be reserved for use only in which type of triangle? Ottawa Hills, would you like to steal? That'd be Mazen.
Right.
A right triangle, yes. Let's take a look at our score. Our current score is Ottawa Hills at 80 points, Pettisville at 70 points. A very, very close competition. You're going to want to stick around. This is going to be a great show, I guarantee it. Head-to-head rounds coming up next. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Pettisville versus Ottawa Hills, semifinal round. Pettisville at 70, Ottawa Hills at 80. A very, very close competition as we move to our head-to-head round. Goes a little something like this. There are 15 questions in this round. Both teams will get the same 15 questions, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to answer. They can confer as long as they like, but time is a factor. Their questions are worth 10 points, no deduction for an incorrect answer. Here's the twist, though. One team will stay in the studio, the other one will go to isolation. We'll switch it around, do it all over again. At the end, we will see where our score stands. Will they be separated by 10, more, tied? Only one way to find out. Let's get to our head-to-head round. All right, let's take a look. Pettisville at 70, Ottawa Hills at 80, meaning Ottawa Hills, you're sticking around. Pettisville, you are off to isolation. All right, Ottawa Hills, are you ready for your 15 head-to-head questions? Your 2 minutes and 30 seconds start right now. In what musical would you find the characters Nicely Nicely Johnson, Ben Southstreet, and Rusty Charlie?
Pass.
Guys and Dolls. How many different game pieces are used in chess?
7.
6. A flag is flown in what position as a sign of respect for someone?
Half-mast.
Half-mast, yes. Asgard is to Norse mythology as what is to Greek mythology?
Mount Olympus.
Mount Olympus.
Mount Olympus.
Mount Olympus, yes. It is the home of the Mona Lisa. Identify.
The Louvre.
The Louvre, yes. In Greek mythology, who gave Tithonus immortality?
Hera.
Incorrect. Zeus. What is the common name for the larvae stage of a fly?
Maggot.
Maggot. What is the capital of Venezuela?
Caracas.
Correct. What is the violent explosion called that usually results in the death of a star?
Supernova.
Correct. What were the German soldiers called who were hired by the British to fight against the Americans?
Hessians.
Yes. In a regular polygon, it is the line drawn from the center point to...
Apophthegm.
Correct. Fortunato and Montresor are characters found in which...
Poe.
In which Poe short story? It'd be The Cask of Amontillado. What Michigan city is the headquarters for Kellogg's?
Was it Battle Creek.
Correct. Name the present capital city of Iowa.
Des Moines.
Correct. Among U.S. rivers, which one forms the eastern border of the state of Nebraska?
Just like the Mississippi.
I think so.
Maybe the Platte. Platte.
Incorrect. Missouri River. That is all 15 questions in the head-to-head round. For Ottawa Hills, it is now time for you to go to isolation. All right, let's bring back Pettisville. All right, Pettisville, are you ready for your 15 head-to-head questions? Your round starts right now. In what musical would you find the characters Nicely Nicely Johnson, Benny Southstreet, and Rusty Charlie?
West Side Story.
Incorrect. Guys and Dolls. How many different game pieces are used in chess?
5.
6. A flag is flown in what position as a sign of respect for someone who has died?
Half-mast.
Half-mast, yes. Asgard is to Norse mythology as what is to Greek mythology?
Elysium.
Incorrect. Mount Olympus. It is the home of the Mona Lisa. Identify.
Louvre.
Excuse me?
Louvre.
The Louvre, yes. In Greek mythology, who gave Tithonus immortality?
Pass.
Zeus. What is the common name for the larvae stage of a fly?
Pupa.
Incorrect. Maggot. What is the capital of Venezuela?
Caracas.
Correct. What is the violent explosion called that usually results in the death of a star?
Supernova.
Supernova.
Supernova, yes. What were the German soldiers called who were hired by the British?
Hessians.
Correct. In a regular polygon, it is the line drawn from the center point to the midpoint of one of its sides. Name it.
Amplitude.
Incorrect. Apothegm. Fortunato and Montresor are characters found in which Poe?
Cask of Amontillado.
Correct. What Michigan city is the headquarters for Kellogg's?
Traverse
Lansing.
Incorrect. Battle Creek. Name the present capital of the city of Iowa.
Des Moines.
Correct. Among U.S. rivers, which one forms the eastern border of the state of Nebraska?
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Incorrect. Missouri. That is all 15 questions in the head-to-head round for Pettisville. It's now time to clear our score, and let's bring back in Ottawa Hills. All right, teams, it is now time to see where our scores stand. Ottawa Hills has 180 points. Pettisville has 140 points. A very, very close competition. Things are going to start happening very, very fast. Our category round is coming up next, where questions are worth as much as 30 points, but beware, deductions are going to start. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU's Brain Game. It is a very, very close competition in this semifinal round. We have Pettisville at 140 points, and currently in the lead with 180 points is Ottawa Hills. Both teams have elected to stay with their same lineup as we move into the category round where things can change very, very quickly. In this round, there are 6 categories to choose from. Inside each category are questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points, but the pain starts now. If you go for 20, you can lose 20. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can also steal a question in this round. Pettisville, since you are at 140 points, you get the honor of making the first selection.
60s for 15.
60s for 15 points. Identify the year that each event took place in the 1960s. Some years may occur more than once. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his Pettisville. Levi.
1963.
1963 is correct. Pettisville in control.
We'll do 60s for 20.
60s for 20 points. John Glenn was the first man to orbit the Earth. That would be Pettisville. Luke.
1964.
Incorrect. Ottawa Hills, would you like to steal? 1962, I'm sorry. Pettisville in control.
60s for 10.
60s for 10 points. JFK elected president. Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
1964.
Incorrect. Pettisville, would you like to steal? That would be Zach.
1960.
1960, yes. Pettisville in control.
60s for 30.
60s for 30 points. Maurice Sendak won the Caldecott Medal for Where the Wild Things Are. Did he get it in time? He did not. 1964 is what we needed there. Pettisville in control.
We'll do begins with me for 20.
Begins with me or ME for 20 points. Based on the given definition, identify each vocabulary word that begins with the letters ME. To attract strongly, as if with a magnet, often when referencing the mind. Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Meld.
Incorrect. Pettisville. Would you like to steal? That'd be Zach.
Mesmerize.
Mesmerize is what we needed there. Pettisville in control and in the lead.
Me 15.
Me for 15 points. To speak or write about briefly. That is just a mention. Pettisville in control.
Me 25.
Begins with ME for 25. A crescent or crescent-shaped body, such as the piece of cartilage at the knee joint. Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Meniscus.
Meniscus is correct. Ottawa Hills takes back control and the lead.
Biology for 10.
Biology for 10 points. Begins with S. These microscopic pores in a leaf allow oxygen to enter. Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Stomata.
Stomata is correct. Ottawa Hills in control.
Biology 15.
Biology for 15 points. This part of the pistil of a flowering, Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Stamen.
Incorrect. Flowering plant is where the pollen germinates. Pettisville, would you like to steal? They say no. Stigma is what we needed there. Ottawa Hills in control.
Biology 20.
Biology for 20 points. Located around the heartwood in plants, this area transports the water and nutrients to other parts of the tree. Pettisville, Zach.
Xylem.
Xylem is correct, yes. Pettisville in control and in the lead.
Golfs for 15.
Gulfs for 15 points. Based on the given description, identify each gulf. Outlet of the northern Great Lakes, world's largest estuary. That will be the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Pettisville in control.
Simple subject for 10.
Simple subject for 10 points. In each of the following sentences, identify the simple subject. Robert studied the scat. Pettisville, Levi.
Robert.
Robert is correct. Pettisville in control.
Subject 15.
Subject for 15 points. The litter of kittens was fast. Pettisville, Levi.
Kittens.
Incorrect. Was fast asleep. Ottawa Hills, would you like to steal? That would be Mazen.
The litter.
Litter is correct.
Biology 25.
Biology for 25. This adjective describes an organism that can't move because it is Pettisville. Luke.
Cecil.
Cecil is correct. Pettisville back in control.
Simple subject 25.
Simple subject for 25 points. Here in the pantry are the cups. Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Pantry.
Incorrect. Pettisville, would you like to steal? Zach.
Cups.
Cups, yes. Pettisville in control.
60s.
60s for 25, finishing off this category. U.S. broke diplomatic relations with Cuba. Get in time? No, 1961, Pettisville in control.
Library 15.
The library for 15. Identify each of the following people, ideas, or things associated with the library. Name for early handwritten books produced on special paper. Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Manuscript.
Manuscripts, yes. Ottawa Hills, back in control.
Biology 30.
Biology for 30 points. This long plant stem produces roots when it touches the ground. That'd be the stolon. Ottawa Hills in control.
Library 20.
Library for 20 points. On a dictionary page, the name for the two words at the top. Those are guide words or head word. Ottawa Hills in control.
Library 25.
The library for 25 points. Library classification system that uses Pettisville. Levi.
Dewey Decimal System.
Incorrect. That uses a combination of letters and numbers on 4 separate lines. Ottawa Hills, would you like to steal? They say no. That is Library of Congress. Ottawa Hills in control.
Golf's 10.
Golf for 10 points. Battlefield site in the 1980-1988 Iran, Iraq, Pettisville. Luke.
Persian Gulf.
Persian Gulf, yes. Pettisville back in control.
Subject 20.
Subject for 20 points. 8 times per year, their dog gets groomed. Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Dog.
Dog is correct. Ottawa Hills back in control.
What do you want? Me 10.
Me for 10 points begins with M-E. Adjective meaning of or related to the mind. End of, what, did he get in time? We're going to give it to him. Mazen, Ottawa Hills.
Mental.
Mental is what we needed there. Yes, all right, let's take a look at our score. All right, our score now stands at Ottawa Hills 205, Pettisville 215. A very, very close competition. It's all going to come down to our brainstorm round. Coming up next, questions worth 20 points apiece. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. We did have to make a scoring correction at the end of that last round. Our score now stands at Pettisville at 175 and Ottawa Hills at 205. Speaking of Pettisville, looks like you have someone new on your team. Tell us who's joined your team.
We have Heath Weidlich, who is a sophomore.
All right, welcome to you. Ottawa Hills staying with their lineup as we move to the Brainstorm Round. The final round in this semifinal game goes like this. All questions of this round are worth 20 points. Negative 20 points for an incorrect answer, so it will cost you. You may confer before buzzing in. No stealing. I repeat, no stealing in this round. Still anybody's game. Ottawa Hills, Pettisville, are you ready for the Brainstorm Round? All right, buckle up. Here we go. What monument is on the back of a $5 bill? Lincoln Memorial. What is the name for the study of reptiles and amphibians? That would be Ottawa Hills. Mazen.
Herpetology.
Herpetology is correct. In botany, there are what 3-syllable noun related to plants literally means self-feeder and includes Ottawa Hills. Mazen.
Autophagy.
Incorrect. Autotroph. Sorry, cannot steal. What popular author wrote the short story A Dark Brown Dog? Stephen Crane. He made the first measures of the speed of light. Pettisville, Luke.
Einstein.
Incorrect. Olaus Romer. Who won the 2018 Daytona 500? Austin Dillon. What Roman statesman, along with 300 of his followers, was murdered? Ottawa Hills. Mazen.
Spartacus.
Incorrect. Tiberius Gracchus. In what year was the Globe Theatre built in London? $1599. Perhaps you remember this from biology class. To what class do birds belong? Aves. The French dance terms allemande, promenade, and dos-a-dos are all used in what type? Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Square dance.
Square dancing, yes. Who done it? What type of animal was responsible for the murders in the Rue Morgue? Written Pettisville. Heath.
Ape.
Will we accept that? We cannot. Orangutan is what we needed there. What is the chemical formula for oxalic acid? Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Okay. H2C2O4.
Correct. What type of short stories did Zane Grey write? Westerns. The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus was written by what author of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz? Ottawa Hills, Mazen.
Bomb.
Bomb is correct. The Aleutian Islands, which lie southwest. Pettisville, Luke.
Alaska.
Incorrect. From Alaska, there would be archipelago is what we needed there. Name the endocrine gland found in front of the trachea. Pettisville, Luke.
Larynx.
Incorrect. Thyroid. What French cooking term is used to refer to cutting vegetables into strips? End of round. Julianne was what we were looking for there. Let's take a look at our score. Pettisville at 95 points. Our winner and going to the finals, 245 points. What a match between these two teams. The score does not tell the tale. Great match. Let's give both of these teams a huge round of applause. Now, in the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's meet in the middle, shake hands, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.